Is that a complaint? Okay. So I overheard a mum saying this to her children at the weekend, and it made my ears prick up because I love working with beliefs. I love working with patterns. I love working with, this energy that stops us from having what we desire. And when you hear someone saying things like, don't complain, it actually is something that can affect you deeper in life. So, as a mum, I know that I have said this to my children so many times, it's crazy. And my parents have said it to me as well. And I don't blame my parents. I don't blame you if you say it to your kids, but it's something really important to acknowledge because when we just say a blanket, don't complain, like no complaints, don't say anything, just put up with it, just do what I say, don't question it. All those things that we say to make life easier for us as parents and what our parents did to make life easier for them we then mimic in our adulthood. So if you were told that when you were a young child, you probably struggle to complain about things with your boss, with your employer, with like going to the supermarket and something's wrong, or you might struggle to question things, or there's so many different ways this can turn up in your life. So if you were told those kind of things, or you tell it to your kids, just have a think about it and think about how you can reframe it and go, actually, is it okay to complain? When is it okay to complain? Why can't I complain? And is it actually really bad to complain? It's not actually bad. It's just how it's perceived, right? Sometimes we must complain in order to get things heard, get ourselves heard, get things changed. So many of us go through life and put up with things. You put up with all sorts of crazy stuff because you don't want to say anything. It's how we're conditioned. What happens is 30 days before we're conceived, the gestation of our pregnancy, so when we're in our mum's belly, and then the first 7 years of our lives is when our subconscious is recording everything, our patterns, our beliefs, all those indoctrinations we've had from our parents, our grandparents, our teachers, family, friends, our friends, all those things are subtly being recorded. And we just keep playing all those things back through our adulthood. So, really, when we go somewhere and something happens and we're not happy with it, we go back to that child energy, that pre-7-year-old who was told, don't complain, don't make a fuss. And then that's where we come at life from. So if more of us complained and actually said, hey, I don't really like what the council's doing, or I don't really like what the government's doing, or I don't really like what the supermarket's doing, or I don't really like this, more of us put our hands up and said, hey, this isn't right, then maybe we might get somewhere.